Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup video. As you can see, I am completely barefaced and my face is looking really red at the moment because I just rubbed moisturiser on it and it's gone all red. I wanted to do a makeup video today just because I fancy doing one and I haven't done one in a while, and I thought that it would be a good idea to do my everyday makeup routine but an updated version, because I've done this video quite a few times before, but I would say that I change up what makeup products I use every couple of weeks, and I definitely haven't done one of these videos within the last few weeks, so I thought I would update you all, show you kind of the makeup I put on my face every day, so whether I'm not really doing too much or whether I'm going to college or I'm just kind of lounging around the house maybe filming a video, and I really hope you enjoy seeing what I put on my face. Okay, I'm going to start off with a primer, and the primer I'm currently using is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. As you can see, I've not got much of this left because I literally use it every day. I just give it a little shake and then spritz it all over my face. And then leave that to sink in just for a few seconds, and then I do go in with a second primer, and the other primer I've been loving is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer, which I have featured in quite a few videos recently, I think, but I just love it and it really helps to give a nice glow to my skin, and I just have been loving using it. So I just take a little bit onto my finger, dot it around my skin, and then just kind of blend it in like I would a moisturiser. And then I'm going to go in with the foundation, and I think you'll be able to guess if you watch my videos quite a lot. The foundation I've been using at the moment is the Bourjois City Radiance foundation. I love this stuff so much. I get so many comments and people asking me like what foundation I'm wearing, because my skin has been looking much better at the moment since I've been using this. And yeah, I've got this in the shade 01 Ivory, which is the lightest shade. And I'm just going to pop a little bit onto the back of my hand. And the great thing about this foundation is that you really can build it up, so you can have a very light sheer coverage, or you can build it up to a bit more of a heavy coverage. I kind of go for a medium, and I'm going to be using my Zoeva 104 buffer brush, and I basically just dot that into the foundation on the back of my hand, and then dot it around my cheeks and my chin and all over my face, and just really start to kind of blend it in. And then I move up onto my forehead and just blend it all around here as well, make sure it's all blended around my hairline. And then once I've done one coat all over my face, I then go in with the second coat and I kind of dot it around like so. And then I go in with my beauty blender and I just spritz a little bit of the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus onto the beauty blender. Make sure that's all dried in. And then I just go around and blend in the second layer of foundation, make sure everything is really well blended, and that there's no kind of brush streaks or anything anywhere. I then go in with concealer. I'm using my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, and I basically just go over any areas where I get slightly red or if I've got any spots. And this is literally my favourite concealer. I love it. It's so inexpensive. You can pick it up in Boots or Superdrug and it just does such a good job. And then I go back in with my beauty blender and just blend all of that in. Next, I like to go in and do my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the Soap&Glory Brow Archery in Brownie Points, and I just take the felt tip side and start working my way through my eyebrows. My eyebrows never seem to go as well when I do them on camera, which is really annoying. I'm now just going to set them with the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper in the clear, and I just go through them and make sure they're set so that they don't move throughout the day. I've literally been loving using this. I think this is probably one of my favourite eyebrow gels that I've used, and I've used quite a few in my time. Next, I'm going to prime my eyelids before I pop on any eyeshadow. I've been using the Collection Primed and Ready Illuminating and Reviving Eye Primer. I've really liked it so far. You hardly need any at all, and I really like this stuff. It makes your eyelids quite shimmery and it makes them feel really hydrated, which is a really nice feeling to have before you pop eyeshadow on. It just stops them from feeling dry. And then the eyeshadow palette I've been using a lot is the Urban Decay Naked Originals palette. I absolutely love this, and I reckon this is definitely my most used eyeshadow palette. I always go in with the shade Virgin, which is this one at the top. Somebody is making a drilling noise outside. I always go in with the shade Virgin, which is this one at the top. It's just a gorgeous kind of pearly highlighter shade, and I literally get a little bit onto my finger and then I pop that on just using my finger, because I feel like I don't need to use a brush for the base colour. I do apologise if you can hear a loud noise outside. Somebody has decided to start drilling something and I want to film my video now, so I'm not going to stop. Next up, I'm going to take one of my Zoeva brushes. This is the Luxe Soft Crease brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Naked, which is this one here. It's basically like a matte kind of tan brown colour, and I'm literally just going to take a tiny little bit onto my brush, tap off any excess and just work that through my crease. And I then do the same on the other side. Because this is kind of an everyday look, I'm not going to go for anything too dramatic. It's quite natural looking, quite simple. Once I've done that, I'm then going to take the shade Sidecar, which is a glittery brown. I'm just going to dab it all over my eyelid. I've got a dead leg, I can't feel it. I'm now just taking a clean blending brush and blending it all out. I love this palette, and I definitely suggest that if you don't have this, you need it in your life because you will not regret it. I'm now going to go in with some liquid eyeliner. I'm using my Soap&Glory Supercat liner, and I'm just going to create two quite fine flicks. And what I do is I start on the corner of my eye, and then work my way out like that, and then I just kind of start from the tip of the flick and bring it in. Okay, now for mascara, I'm using my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. This is just one that I always find myself going back to. I just really, really like it. Okay, mascara is done. I'm now going to brighten up the underneath of my eyes, and I'm going to use my L'Oreal Lumi Magique concealer, and I've been using this every single day without a fail. I'm probably going to have to get a new one soon because it's probably going to start running out, but I basically just make a little triangle underneath each eye, like so, and then I go in and blend it out with my beauty blender, and I use the pointy end, and it's just a really, really great under eye concealer. I love it. Then to set that, to make sure it doesn't crease, I go in and use my Bourjois rice powder, which I've spoken about so much on my channel. I love it. I just pour a little bit into the lid. It's basically like a pink iridescent powder. And then I use my Zoeva Luxe All Over Shader brush, and I just dab that in it and then pop it underneath my eyes. Really is the best powder to set your under eye concealer. It just does not budge, and your concealer just will not crease if you've got this on. Now for a little bit of contouring, I'm going to go in with my Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting powder. I'm going to use my Zoeva Luxe Sheer Cheek brush, swirl it around, and just pop it where the hollows of my cheekbones are. And I'm not going to do anything too kind of in your face. It's just going to be very subtle because this is like an everyday makeup look. And then I take it underneath my jawline as well, just to make sure that all my foundation is blended, because nobody wants foundation line on their neck. That's not cool. For highlighter, I'm using my favourite highlighter at the minute, which is the Rosy for Autograph Highlighting Powder. This is incredible, and I go in and use the same brush that I set my under eye concealer with, and I dab it into the lid and just apply it onto my cheekbones, and I love it. I actually prefer this to my Mary Luminizer by The Balm, which has always been my all-time favourite highlighter, but this one has definitely beaten it. And I just apply it tops of my cheekbones, tip of my nose, and then the inner corners of my eyes. And then I also get a little bit onto my ring finger and just dab it underneath my eyebrows. Like, I can't rave about it enough. I think it's the most perfect highlighter ever, and that is a big statement. I'm now going to pop on some blusher, which is very unlike me, but I have been wearing blusher a little bit more recently. This is the Max Factor Cream Push Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in 10 Nude Mauve, which looks like this, and it's a really, really nice blusher. It's one that I really like because it's not too pinky and it's got kind of like purpley brown shades running through it. I'm going to take that on my Luxe Sheer Cheek brush and just swirl it round, tap off any excess, and then just pop it onto the apples of my cheeks. It just gives a really lovely flush of colour, like that cheek compared to that one. If you are not a blusher kind of person, I definitely recommend these blushes to try because they are really, really good. If you are kind of just getting into blusher or you don't normally like it, I definitely suggest this one because I love it and I usually hate blusher. I'm now just going to set all my makeup in place using my Max Fix Plus. And that is it for my everyday makeup. For my lips, all I've got on them is some Carmex because I haven't really been wearing lipstick too much recently unless I'm going out properly. I will literally just put Carmex on because I think it looks quite nice anyway and it just looks like I've got a lip gloss on. I really hope you enjoyed seeing what makeup I've been putting on my face recently. As you can see, it's just a very natural, kind of everyday, pretty girly makeup look. And if you've got any questions or anything, then just ask me down below. Any video suggestions, leave them down there too. I have also just started up a Facebook page for my blogging, so if you want to kind of give that page a like, then please do. I'll leave a link to it down below, but it's just Emily Rose and then there's my picture, so you'll know which one it is. But yeah, I've done that just because I thought then that way I can keep you guys posted. If you don't have Twitter or Instagram, you can follow me on Facebook and see what I am getting up to, see when posts are going live, when videos are going live, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe if you're new to my channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!